Hello, welcome back to our playthrough of walkthrough of Star Trek Next Generation Fallen Unity. I made a boo-boo last time. I forgot to save, so I'm gonna save in a new game, so let's see. So don't ask why I do that, just force of habit. So we're gonna be taking a detour to Mertens Orbital Station.
Captain, we are receiving an emergency transmission from Simcoe 4.
Simcoe 4? Isn't there a research center there?
Yes, sir. The work at Mertens Orbital Station focuses on power generation. The researchers there are among the best in the Federation.
On screen. This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the Federation Starship Enterprise. How can we be of help?
Captain Picard, I am Daneb, Chancellor of Simcoe. We are in need of immediate assistance. Mertens Orbital Station has been attacked by an unknown vessel and does not answer our hails.
Attacked? But the station is a purely scientific facility.
Is the attacking vessel still present?
We do not know. Whoever or whatever they were, our sensors did not detect them.
Perhaps it was a cloaked Romulan vessel.
I doubt the Romulans would venture this far into Federation territory. The risks are too great.
Captain, you must hurry. The attack has destabilized the station's experimental power core. We don't know how long we have until a core breach, but I can tell you the resulting energy release and radiation would be catastrophic.
What about survivors? Did anyone get off the station?
We detected several escape pods, but we haven't recovered them yet. The pods we detected could hold only a few dozen. There are hundreds aboard the station, including families.
Set course for Simcoe 4. I hope it's not too late.
Thank you, Captain. I hope you arrive in time.
We'll do our best. Picard out. Dr. Crusher.
Crusher here.
Doctor, we may shortly be taking on a large number of wounded, possibly hundreds.
How much time have I got?
Not enough, I'm afraid. Picard out. Miss LaForge?
Yes, Captain.
We're en route to Mertens Orbital Station. They've been attacked, and they're going to need immediate assistance. See what you can find out about their experimental power core.
I'll see what I can dig up, but the Simconians do some advanced work. It may take a while to figure it all out.
Then I suggest you work quickly. Millions of lives on the planet's surface may be at stake. I expect a full analysis of the situation and our options as soon as we're within sensor range.
Yes, sir.
Engage.
So basically, Mertens Orbital Station has been attacked, so if you played the game before, you know who did it. But if you haven't played the game before, I'm not spoiling it for you. Because these unknown aliens mean business. Believe me.
Captain's log. We have arrived at the Simcoe system in response to a distress call regarding Mertens Orbital Station. The station was apparently attacked by unknown forces, leaving it in danger of a power core breach.
We are within sensor range of the Mertens Orbital Station, sir.
On screen. Miss LaForge?
LaForge here.
Report. What is the condition of the station?
You're looking at what's left of the Mertens Orbital Station, one of the largest research centers in the Federation. The focus of their work is on power generation. 5 years ago, they built the prototype of an experimental power core, and it's been running the station ever since.
Power generation studies? That doesn't warrant an assault like this.
I've been in contact with Starfleet headquarters. Power generation is only part of what this station studies. For several years, researchers here have been working on new ways to detect cloaked vessels.
If the Romulans discovered this, they might have risked a raid. The Simconians did not detect the attacking ship. It may have been cloaked.
That's speculation, Mr. Worf. We have no proof the Romulans were involved.
Well, whoever it was, something powerful punched through the station's shields and sliced off an entire research wing.
What do you mean, sliced off?
There is insufficient debris in the area to indicate that the missing section was destroyed. It is possible the attackers simply removed it.
Geordi, could that be what destabilized the power core?
No, and that's what I can't figure out. Damage to the upper deck should only cause minor problems, but I'm reading serious power fluctuations. Maybe serious enough to breach the power core's containment field.
What will happen if the containment field fails?
I can't say for certain, but with the amount of energy that thing can put out, I wouldn't want to be around it when it goes.
Is there any way to shut down the core?
There's a fail-safe mechanism which is supposed to jettison the core automatically in an emergency.
I'd say this qualifies as an emergency. Why wasn't the core jettisoned?
The only way to prevent it is by manual override. Someone has to be there to stop it.
That means there's someone still alive in there. Data, are you picking up any life signs?
The station's shielding is interfering with our sensors. I cannot tell if any of the crew are still alive. However, life support is still functioning. But power readings indicate that it may fail at any time.
Dr. Crusher,
Crusher here.
we are nearing Mertens Station. Are you prepared for casualties?
My staff is ready to do double shifts. We can handle about 330 emergency cases, but we'll have to beam the rest down to Simcoe.
Understood. What is your recommendation?
We can't do anything from here, but to get an away team aboard, we have to find a way through those shields.
I believe I have a solution. The station's upper shields are badly damaged. If we establish a lock on a transporter on the upper decks, a transporter beam could penetrate the weakened shields.
Once we're in, we should be able to jettison the power core. Then we can lower the station's shields and evacuate the wounded.
Very well, number one. Make it so.
Geordi, I want you and the rest of the away team ready to go in 20 minutes.
We'll be there in 10.
Okay, so now we have to fix it. So I'm gonna save it real quick. Make sure I don't do anything wrong. Now let's assemble an away team. First, come on, Riker.
Commander Riker, please report to the transporter room. Dr. Crusher, please report to the transporter room. Lieutenant Commander LaForge, please report to the transporter room. Lieutenant Worf, please report to the transporter room.
Okay, now I got my away team assembled. Let's beam on down.
Beam down coordinates selected.
Energize. Okay, most important rule when you're on away team missions, examine everything.
All primary subsystems are down. Inertial dampers, life support, no telling how long until these power surges overload the backups. We'd better...
Oops, sorry, didn't mean to cut him off there.
All primary subsystems are down. Inertial dampers, life support, no telling how long until these power surges overload the backups. We'd better hurry. All primary subsystems... The systems check out, but the energy flow is highly unstable. I wouldn't use it unless we have to.
Okay, now we explore. Let's let Dr. Crusher lead the way. First, I want to examine that big cable.
It's a data transfer line. Some kind of weapon has burned through it.
This cable's built for handling information, not energy. I'm surprised it didn't just vaporize when it was hit.
I'm getting some life signs, but they're not good. She needs medical attention immediately.
What's that right for?
I've got to talk to the engineers who built this place. The entire hull is lined with a liquid titanium-duranium alloy in a memory gel suspension. It's completely self-sealing.
You mean the station heals itself?
That's one way to put it. The attack caused major structural damage. If this were any other station in the Federation, we'd be standing in a vacuum.
Oh, ignore that. Okay, let's see what the medical tricorps has to say.
She's got multiple fractures in both legs. The bones in the lower part of her left leg are shattered. She's in shock and there's some internal bleeding. All things considered, she's very lucky. I can take care of the worst of her injuries here, but I'd like to get her to sickbay. It's a data transfer line. Some kind of weapon has burned through it.
Okay, let's blast through this data transfer line and see if we can free the woman.
I don't think that's the best thing to do.
Oops, my bad.
I don't think that's the...
Okay,
I don't think that's the best...
I heard you the first time.
I'm reading some faint life signs, but it's hard to say how much longer she'll last. I can't cut any closer without endangering her.
Yeah, you want to make sure you cut the data transfer line at minimum power, because if you do a maximum, you could vaporize it, so I wouldn't recommend it.
I don't think that's the best...
Now we head back to the transporter. And see if we can beam that data transfer line. Ignore that. It always happens when I keep pressing shift. Okay, here's what you want to do. You want to do data cable, but if you beam up the injured woman, you kill her automatically, so don't do that. Beam up the data cable. Now we just take our sweet time and head back to the injured woman. Now let's use the med kit and help her out.
That takes care of the worst of her injuries. She's coming around now.
Let's talk to her, see what she has to say.
How do you feel?
I'll manage. You're from Starfleet, aren't you?
Yes. We're from the Enterprise. Try not to move. I've stopped the bleeding and given you something for the pain, but your legs are in bad shape.
You're right. Multiple fractures, probable lacerations. I'm Anna Bennett, Chief Medical Officer. We've got a lot of wounded here, some worse off than me. How many can you evacuate?
Our sickbay can handle any emergency cases. The rest we can beam down to the planet, but we can't begin transport until we lower the station's shields.
We can't do that until we stabilize or jettison the power core.
How many wounded are there?
I can't give you an accurate count, but the first attack destroyed an entire wing. I was headed for sickbay when we were hit again.
Do you know who or what did this?
We never knew what hit us. There was an initial attack which lasted maybe 10 minutes. Later there was a hull breach and the power systems went crazy. I don't remember anything after that. I passed out.
How are you feeling? Is there any pain?
I've been better, but I think I'm all right.
What happened to the rest of the crew? I can't believe they just left you here injured like this.
Sorry if I'm going too fast.
Most of them probably escaped when Commander Wild gave the order to evacuate after the first attack. But I know many are trapped and can't reach the shuttle bays.
What did you mean when you said the power systems went crazy?
It's this insane experiment Dr. Greaves and some of the other researchers put in place. A revolutionary power source. It's unstable enough to begin with. After sustaining damage like this, who knows what it'll do?
We've picked up some rather large power fluctuations. Is that normal?
How should I know? Those maniacs. You know what they've got down there? They plugged the biggest research station in the quadrant into a singularity, a black hole.
Then why the instability? I thought most singularities were stable.
Greaves came up with some scheme to increase the energy output. Something about gravity waves. I don't know all the details, but it involved destabilizing the containment field.
We'll get you beamed out of here as soon as possible. Don't try to move. You may...
Thank you, Doctor.
Well, then I'll trust your professional judgment. We'll be back once we've restored life support and lowered the shields.
Wait a minute. Life support is failing? What's wrong with it? It wasn't damaged in the attack.
Main power is fluctuating so wildly that it's disrupting the life support systems.
I warned them about using an inherently unstable power source, but I never thought it would come to this.
We can probably stabilize life support if we can switch to emergency power.
The only place you can do that is in station administration, and you'll need the security code to access the emergency systems. It's 334L42.
Thank you.
Anytime. Good luck.
We have to find the life support panel. It's probably in the main control room.
According to the schematics, the life support controls are up in station administration.
Okay, let's head over there and turn on life support.
Looks like a power surge knocked out the holotable. I could fix it if we had more time, or if I had a flux router, I could bypass the damage completely.
Definitely want to pick one up.
Looks like a power surge not... It's dead. Power surges have disabled most of the station's primary systems. I think we're in luck. This life support console's still active.
Definitely don't want to do the shutdown.
The most likely place for the jettison controls is in engineering. Let's go.
Ignore that.
Amazing. It's using a plasma suspension beam to draw energy straight out of the main conduits.
There's something you don't see every day.
Amazing. It's using a plasma suspension beam. I'd sure like to get a look at that power core. Just one of these conduits could handle the entire energy output of the Enterprise. Readings show massive fluctuations in the power level. Can't imagine what could cause something like this. There's a tremendous drain, then it cuts off suddenly and even reverses slightly, almost as if something were breathing the energy. Severe power oscillations put a lot of stress on the containment field. If the field breaches, this station's had it.
Now let's get a good scan of that machine. Seriously? Natural elements? You gotta be kidding me.
Wait a minute. I had readings of neutronium hull and internal energy, but now all I can pick up are natural elements. It's sending false readings to our tricorders. It's like a chameleon. It disguises itself perfectly. If we weren't here to see it, we'd never know it was here. It could probably fool our ship sensors just as easily. This chameleon field seems to take a fraction of a second to adjust to new scanning frequencies. If I set the tricorder to randomly shift frequencies at high speed... There. I'm getting a partial reading now.
There, that's better.
Yep, it's a neutronium hull, all right, and a powerful energy source. I've never seen that much power in such a small package before.
Now we know what it does. Let's go to the engineering lab and pick up a few goodies. Before we can shut down the... Okay, I want to get a wave converter.
It didn't work.
That's better. Okay, I want a flux router and fur coupling. Yeah, definitely gonna need these. What's here?
We have to get past that machine out there. It's blocking the way to primary engineering. Ideas?
We do not have sufficient weaponry to destroy the intruder.
What is it doing here?
It appeared to be drawing plasma from the third conduit cluster.
Well, that's it. It's collecting energy. Maybe if we can temporarily shut off the power, it'll leave.
That'll work.
Make it think the wells run dry, eh? It's worth a try.
There should be emergency shutoff controls around here somewhere.
I'm game, let's do it. That's new.
Reports to Enterprise. Did you pick that up?
We have detected a small object departing the station at high speed. Sensors identify it as a small asteroid.
You've got to be kidding.
Apparently, this object is capable of sending false readings to our sensors.
That asteroid is a sophisticated device. It's using a chameleon field to send false readings to the sensors.
Interesting. The object has accelerated to warp speed.
Now, let's fix the station first.
I'd like to chase it down, but the station isn't stable yet. See how long you can track it.
Acknowledged. Picard out.
First, let's fix that flux, that hollow table. Then we can fix the warp core.
No unusual readings. Look at this damage report. Only a few very specific sections were hit. No random damage at all. This wasn't an attack. This was surgery.
Now let's head back to engineering.
I'd say that alien machine cut through the conduit casing to get at the energy inside. Wow, this is amazing. When the hull was breached, a liquid titanium-duranium alloy flowed into the gap and immediately hardened. The seal is perfect. There's no loss of air at all.
Let's go talk to Dr. Greens.
You have an uncanny sense of timing.
I beg your pardon?
Timing, I said. You have fine timing. The one instant I cannot afford to be distracted, and in barges all of Starfleet.
I'm Geordi LaForge, Chief Engineer of the Enterprise. We're here to help.
Thanks for the offer, but I haven't time to instruct Starfleet in the intricacies of singularity-driven power generation, so kindly stop distracting me.
Dr. Greaves, I'm Chief Engineer on a Galaxy-class starship. It's my job to work miracles.
Have you seen a system like this before?
I'm not sure. It looks like some kind of gravity wave power source. But how can you generate gravity waves of this magnitude?
A little something I got from the Romulans. We've got an artificial singularity bottled up down there, and by varying the strength of the containment field, I was able to increase the magnitude of the gravity waves.
But now that something's got the energy flow out of phase with the containment field, we've got to get the energy flow back in phase immediately.
Not bad for a Starfleet officer. You may be of some use after all. You see, the only reason the field's held up this long is because I've been here manually compensating for the fluctuations.
Manually? That's very impressive. But according to these energy readings, you're losing ground. Those fluctuations have been getting wilder every minute.
If you think it's bad now, watch what happens if I stop compensating. But in order to dampen the fluctuations and bring them back in phase, I'd have to access one of the damaged conduits.
Sounds like you could use an extra pair of hands. Listen, I'll handle the conduit. You maintain the containment field.
I'll keep the containment field up as long as I can. I see you already have a phase inverter and a wave reduction converter. Good. You'll need them.
A phase inverter? But that'll just make the fluctuations reverse. Unless... if we use the wave reduction converter to dampen them, the reversal will actually work in our favor.
Smarter than you look. Install the phase inverter coupling in the damaged area. Then use the wave reduction converter to bring the fluctuations down. If I can keep the containment field up, we should make it.
I'm on my way.
I want to talk to him a little bit more. because I know I messed up on something.
What was it I was supposed to do?
Once more.
Sorry, I had to cut that. I wanted to talk to him about the machine. Guess I didn't get a chance to. Watch the other walkthroughs, and you'll see what I mean. Okay. Let's fix this hole in the casing. And use this.
Enterprise.
Picard here.
We've stabilized the power core. The outer shields should be lowered now.
Confirmed. We'll start evacuating the wounded immediately.
Great. That means we're done here. Beam us up.
Acknowledged.
We are being hailed, sir. It is Chancellor Danub.
On screen.
Captain Picard, you have my warmest thanks. We had really given up hope.
We're pleased to have been able to help. Have you recovered all the pods yet?
My staff tells me all the evacuees are safe and sound. And my compliments to your medical staff. Our surgeons were quite impressed with Dr. Crusher's handiwork.
I'll pass that along. The last of the injured personnel should be beamed down within the hour.
I think we can handle it from here. By the way, Dr. Greaves personally extends his gratitude. He felt he owed you and your crew an apology.
Tell him we accept his apology. Picard out.
What are your orders, Captain?
Set course for Horst 3, Warp 5.
Aye, sir.
Engage.
Okay, so we're going to pick up Horse 3 in the next video. So thank you for watching and have fun. Let me see this first.